Hello, Aries. We are going to see what's going on with you guys. These are general readings, so take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, so what the basis of this reading is about, you have the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Two of Cups reversed, Judgment reversed, and then you have the Ten of Cups. Now, the Three of Pentacles is all about kind of like collaboration and working together. And I think because you have the Two of Cups here, I think you set out to collaborate or work with some other person or a group of people, but for whatever reason, it didn't. I don't think it went quite as planned, because I think this was designed to really be like your Ten of Cups. Like that was your goal. Like the Ten of Cups is kind of represents like your ultimate happiness, you know, your happy family or your happy life, like the things that fulfill you emotionally and just in your soul, something that you really, really desire, your hopes, wish, and dreams coming to fruition. But because these cards are here like this, I think it didn't quite go as planned. But I think through this, and I think it almost like, because you have the Judgment here reversed, I think it almost like, I don't want to say kind of took you a step back a little bit, but that's what I'm kind of feeling. Because the Judgment reverse is like, Judgment in the upright is like kind of leveling up in a sense, but even just spiritually or just moving on to a better phase of yourself. I always see it as the card of becoming a zombie. You know, they were humans, they died, and now they've risen out of their graves in the traditional card, and now they're zombies. And they're going to go on embracing their new zombie life. So the things that were important to them as humans are no longer as important because now they have new goals and desires. So we can translate that a little bit into just regular life, like obviously like regular human life. Like you might have used to have certain dreams or certain desires, but Judgment is like you kind of leveling up and just realizing a little bit more of the importance in certain things, and maybe realizing certain things were not quite good for you. Maybe they weren't, you know, really what you wanted, but it's kind of coming to a more like spiritual, emotional, mental, like better place for yourself, for your soul, and just for your life. But because it's in the reverse, I think the situation kind of almost made you take a step back a little bit. I think it almost wasn't as positive as I think it could have been or it should have been, because definitely with the Ten of Cups here, I think that whatever this was, it was designed to almost bring you fulfillment, or you thought it was going to bring you fulfillment. But the Six of Swords is here, and this is kind of you having to move on, unfortunately. It's kind of going through a tumultuous situation, and then just mentally, because the swords represents your thoughts, and even communication, you just might have to kind of, you might be at the place where you're like almost like ready to move forward. Sometimes we don't quite move on, but we almost have to accept the situation for what it is with this Six of Swords, and we have to kind of like move forward. But so that's kind of what I'm getting for this situation with whatever this reading is about. Now, in your current energies though, regarding this, you have the Chariot and you have the Nine of Pentacles, which I think this is extremely positive, guys. The Chariot, he's all about overcoming obstacles. Like this is a man on a mission, okay? And he's going to get to there. He knows he's going to hit some potholes. There's going to be like a flat tire or whatever. One of his horses are not going to want to cooperate, but like he's going to get to his destination. It's a card of not really knowing exactly how you're going to do something, but being confident in yourself that you're going to do it and you're going to figure it out, and you have everything you need, like the capabilities and just the sheer willpower and drive to overcome anything. And that's clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. And I love this combo because the Nine of Pentacles is very independent. This lady, she's done it herself. She's gone through the trenches. She's built something. She's very independent. She's proud of what she's done. And it's like almost like a card of, you know, you did it once, you can do it again if you have to. So I think these two together, it's very much, I wonder if there was some type of collaboration, or this could even be a friendship or any kind of relationship in your life that maybe you thought you were going to work on something with somebody else and it didn't quite go so well. And now you're taking like the reins of your life and you're like, okay, I'm going to just do it myself, you know? Somehow I'm going to figure this out. Whatever this was, it didn't quite work out, but I don't think you're giving up on the initial concept because your 10 of Cups is here. And I think this is something that you don't just like give up on overnight. You know, this is like your ultimate desires, your dream life, you know? So I think this is something that is going to spur you forward. And I think you're kind of on that quest, which is fantastic. Now, what's coming in for you, you have the 7 of Wands, the Tower, and then you have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So the 7 of Wands is all about having to stand your ground almost, you know? Stand up for yourself, stand your ground. You know, you're going to face maybe some opposition, maybe some criticism, whatever it is, things not quite going quite right. And you're just standing your ground. You're staying true to yourself. You're staying true to what you believe in. And you're kind of almost a little bit like willing to fight the fight or willing to, I don't want to say go up against others, but just stay true to yourself regardless of anything else. Now, the Tower, it's interesting because I think something that might have been going on that's been kind of at least going on a long time in your life might be kind of coming to an end, or it might be shaken up quite a bit. And I think that's happening because you're standing your ground. So this might be something that you've decided to move in a new direction, or you're doing something a little differently, and it's actually causing almost this, like, I don't want to say disruptive energy, maybe for other people, but it could even be a little disruptive for yourself because let's say if you're deciding to make some type of lifestyle change and you have to be really like strict with yourself and you have to be like, listen, self, this is a new day. I'm going to do it this way. So it could be like almost like the things that you used to do a certain kind of way, you now have to change that. You have to create new habits or patterns or something. So this Tower moment could represent just even things that you used to do with other people. You might not be able to do them anymore depending on what it is, or you're trying to do something a little different. So I feel like this is almost like a Tower moment that's created from you, but it's also affecting those around you just because you're staying kind of true to your convictions in a sense. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we have to have that kind of energy. And you have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords. The Page of Cups, he is my dreamer. You know, he's a student of life. You know, it could represent some type of emotional message kind of coming your way as well. But I see him as like having a big dream, and, you know, he's not quite sure how he's going to get it. He didn't figure all those little details out, but he just knows what he wants. Like, he knows what his 10 of Cups is. He has no idea how he's going to get it, though. Like, he didn't figure that part out of it, but he's kind of has that big dream. And sometimes when you have, like, that big dream, you kind of figure it out as you go. And I think with the Ace of Swords here, I think this is saying that, like, you're going to start kind of maybe figuring out some of the finer details a little bit. Of this big dream you're having, you know, whatever this Tower represents for you, this like kind of like shaking things up, you know, standing your ground and kind of staying firm in what you want. I think you're going to start kind of like maybe, you know, having these new like, okay, well, this is what I want on the end goal. You know, this is what I tried. Maybe this worked, maybe this didn't work, but ultimately, like, I want this out of the situation or my life or whatever it is. I think you're going to start kind of figuring out new ways to do it. So I think that's extremely positive. I think this is extremely productive energy. I really, really like this, guys. Now, what's challenging you? You have the 2 of Pentacles reversed and you have the 8 of Cups reversed. So here we go. The 2 of Pentacles reversed indicates that you are not maybe managing your time, money, resources, whatever it is. You're not managing things quite as effectively as you could. You know, there could be a little bit too much Netflix and chill. You know, it kind of is like you might be over juggling things and you're not giving certain things the attention that they really need. Or it could just be like you feel like you have too much on your plate right now. You're kind of juggling a lot. You're kind of spread a little thin. Or it even can indicate that you don't know how to do something. You don't know how to effectively like manage the situation. Multiple situations, I should say. But with the 8 of Cups here to clarify this, now, this is indicating in reverse, this is indicating that you might be revisiting or you're not really letting something go that you know you have to let go of. Like, this is now more of an emotional attachment type of situation. So traditionally, the Eight of Cups in the upright, he's standing in front of his cups, or he's walking away from his 8 cups because he's missing a cup. Like he's on a journey to search for his missing cup, or feeling more fulfilled out of something. Like he wants fulfillment. Like he has certain things. It's not quite right. He's decided he's not happy, and he's ready to kind of like take a journey to find the thing that is going to make him happy, or what he feels like he needs for emotional fulfillment. Now, I wonder, for some of you, there might be something that you're mishandling in a way, and you might be doing it because you're just not ready to like let go. Because the problem with the Eight of Cups is like you have certain things, but in order to, you almost have to give up those things to get something better, but you have to give them up. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to shake stuff up a little bit, especially with the Tower. You're going to have to kind of change things out, going to try different things. And sometimes that's even getting out of a comfort zone a little bit, because as he walks away, he has to get out of a comfort zone. He doesn't know what he's going to experience, and he doesn't even know if he's going to find anything even better. Like he's not happy. There's no guarantee this man is going to even find happiness when he walks off into the wilderness and the mountains or wherever he's going. But it's kind of that, almost like that gambling, that chance you take type of energy. But I think some of you, something's going on where you might not be quite, because I feel like a lot of this is like independent, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I think it didn't quite start out independent, or whatever it is. It might have been that you were, I'm not saying dependent on somebody else, because it could have even just been like emotionally you felt like you needed somebody else's approval or somebody else's blessing in a way. So it doesn't necessarily mean that this situation was 100% like working with somebody else, but maybe there was other people that you felt like their input was valuable to you. And for whatever reason, I don't think things quite went as you would like. Why is this making noises? What is this noise over here? Anyway, sorry about that. But I think like you're almost on like more of like an independent journey now. And I think sometimes with that, we have to almost like release certain things and get out of a comfort zone. So to me, this is a little bit of that energy that like you got to get out of a comfort zone a little bit. You might have to let certain things go. And that's tricky. But okay, so now let's get to what is recommended for you. Now you have Justice. You have the World reversed. You have Judgment. And you have the Pentacles here, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and then you have Temperance. So now you have Judgment again. Now Judgment, you have it in the upright in what is recommended for you. So now let's go with Justice first. Justice is all about kind of like, I see it as cause and effect, especially because it's recommended. I think this is saying that in your dealings with whatever this is, you should remain fair as well. Like it's always good because, remain fair, even if somebody's kind of like, a little bit not always fair to you. I think you need to remain fair. But to me, this is really about like putting the work in, like cause and effect. Like if you put the work in, eventually you're going to get some results type of thing. So I think this is reminding you that make sure that you're giving this process or whatever this is, you're giving it its justice, because then you will get your justice, what you're due. So definitely put the work into this thing. And I kind of see this as almost being like very, when I say analytical, I see it as very, even with the Temperance here, it's very non-biased energy. So I think you might have to also see this situation or parts of this situation, or even maybe some of the work you're doing in a very like non-biased kind of way, like very almost like analyzing the data type of thing, or analyzing the situation for what it is, like taking the emotions out of it, seeing the facts from the facts type of thing, and then just assessing it from that. So this is kind of like that very like unbiased, like we're going to just take a look at what's going on, all the emotional or whatever is going to leave the room, and we're going to just look at this thing for what it is. So I think sometimes that's important, because then you can kind of see things a little bit clearly, and you can maybe make a little bit better decisions, or you could realize if there's an area that's not quite working, you can adjust it going forward. But you also have the World reversed. Now, I feel like this is saying, see, the World reverse could also be indicating like personal achievements, like you're completing something that you've personally been working on. And I think this is a lot of really independent energy. So I definitely think that for some of you, this could be indicating that you just need to really like work on some of your own personal goals within this as well, or your personal development. But I think this is also saying if there's something that like, I don't want to say that like if your dream here, because you have the 10 of Cups over here, if there's some kind of dream that you've been really pushing forward, and if you at any point that you thought it's not quite working out, I think this is saying almost like take another look at it. You know, maybe there's something within it that is going to work out, or you got to do something a little bit differently. Because I think it's kind of saying almost like don't give up, because with the Page of Cup here, he's very dreamy. He's like, you know, all over the place, but he has good energy. He has a good heart, and he's just allowing his imagination to flow. So I think this is saying that if there is some type of dream that you almost like kind of gave up on in a sense, or you thought you would never achieve or complete, I think this is saying that you might have to kind of revisit it, but revisit certain things in a little bit more of a factual mindset. And with Judgment, because I feel like with the Judgment here, this is saying that you're almost like leveling up, and whatever this is, it's going to almost be like spiritually better for you as well. Like I think it's going to actually like help level you up and become almost like, I don't want to say a better person, but it's a little bit of a better energy for you. It's a little bit more how do I want to say this? Like the life that I think you're going towards, you're changing. You're making positive changes, you know? So changes that are much more evolutionary for your soul in a sense. Now with the 8 of Pentacles reverse here, this is to me also saying that you got to work on yourself, like continue to work on yourself. So there might have been aspects that you need to revisit, or you just need to even like keep to yourself, because certain things could just be like you don't want to tell too many other people. And Temperance here is all about kind of like balancing it out, you know, kind of merging multiple things together, but it's also a card of patience. So I kind of feel like there's something you have to really come here with this like kind of level-headedness, and just really kind of be aware that you're making decisions that are for your highest good and for your highest self. Because with the Justice here and the Judgment here, I kind of feel like if you might have to do some kind of soul searching or reevaluating about certain things that you were trying to do or pushing forward, you might have to reassess certain things and kind of be willing to kind of merge different aspects together, because I just feel like really feel like this is almost like you're really transitioning into a different stage. And I don't want to say I don't think it's going to be an easy transition. I just think that you're figuring out the details with it. But it's going to require a lot of patience as well. And I think there's a lot of soul searching, because I feel like with the World's reverse here and the 8 of Pentacles reverse, I think this is a lot of like you working on yourself, you know. Okay, now we also have Skunk Spirit, Know Your Worth, which is always very important. That's number 54. You have Soul Delight, Speak Your Truth. And I think this is also kind of you speaking your truth to yourself here, because I feel like with the 8 of Pentacles reverse here and with the 10 of Cups and even like the Page of Cups over here and the 9 of Pentacles, like these are all cards of kind of staying true to yourself, especially the 7 of Wands is like that, all like that conviction, you know, you're doing your thing. So I think you need to just really speak your truth. And it's interesting because Justice here is all about kind of like truth and not like sugarcoating stuff. So I think you might need to really be frank with yourself in a sense. And this Tower moment, I really believe that you're putting this on yourself, because I think there's some changes that you need to make. I think you're making them. I think you're well on your way making them. But I think you just need to just be very, very clear about what you want. And if you have to be clear with other people about that, sometimes you have to be clear with other people about that. You also have Mirror. And this is mirroring each other, self-image, relationships, reflects our wounds, introspection. Now, I feel like definitely the introspection is kind of going on with some of this energy over here. But I wonder if some of you, whatever the situation, the basis of, you know, there might have been somebody else. And I don't want to say it was like a toxic situation, but maybe you were both pissing each other off. You know, maybe they pissed you off and you're like, I'm going to piss this person off now. Or something just didn't quite jive. And it's just, I think it's almost like it was like keeping you back a little bit, but I think you're pushing forward, and I think you're like really kind of pushing through that, which is important. And you also have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, could this be like you need to forgive parents? It could be, but it could even just be you might need to forgive whoever this situation kind of started off with. Like, if somebody didn't quite have your back, if they kind of doubted you, they made you feel like you had to doubt yourself or whatever. Because I think this energy is like really kind of like bossing up energy and kind of getting it done and really moving through the process and kind of overcoming the challenges. And you might just have to kind of like, I don't want to say forgive somebody else to kind of like really move forward, but some people you can't just cut them out of your life. Some people you can, but some people you're kind of stuck with, you know, especially if it's family, you're going to see them again. So it might just be something that you have to kind of, I don't want to say forgive or forget, but you might have to just kind of be like, okay, I'm not going to hold the grudge anymore. It's not really worth it. You know, I have better things I need to focus on. Because I feel like with the judgment reversed here, and then by the end, what's recommended is this judgment upright. It's almost like, you know, you have to do what's best for your highest self, for your highest good. And sometimes kind of letting bygones be bygones, sometimes it helps you not have to carry that baggage around. Now you have singularity. You are your own sun, moon, and stars. Now I love this, especially because I think you kind of went from maybe needing other people's guidance or advice or something to almost like really independent energy, you know, doing it yourself, kind of standing up for yourself, having this tower moment where you're like, okay, I'm burning it all down. This is the new way. I'm doing this. So I think this is really, really amazing. And I think it's very fitting for kind of what's going on over here. And you have expand. Growth is often uncomfortable and messy, but necessary. I definitely think you guys are expanding. You're getting out of a comfort zone, you know. You're kind of standing your ground. You're not getting pushed around here. And I think you're going after some type of dream. And I definitely think that you're like also working on yourself within all this. Now you have, today I feel healthy. Today my mind is clear, my body is healthy, and my soul is at peace. And that is beautiful, guys. And then we have, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. So I think that you kind of went through like a little bit of a dark night. But I definitely think you're kind of headed more into like this kind of very good, stable energy. And I think this energy is like more like long lasting. It's almost like, I feel like almost like your soul is being refreshed in a weird way. You know, you're almost like kind of not going to be bothered by maybe certain issues or people or situations that might have upset you in the past. You're kind of just like moving beyond that, you know, like you're almost like not even worried about that crap anymore. Now for the spirit of the dish that shall be with you during this time, you have the spirit of the aged one, which is the spirit of the cheese. And this is one of my favorite spirits of all time. Okay, now let's get this little stuff over here. And let's see. So for dinner and a movie, we have romance movies and seafood. The energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of. You have Taurus. Now, Taurus is like kind of like a fixed sign. It's slow moving. They're very dedicated on their path. They're kind of not easily movable. So I think that's kind of going a little bit with the Seven of Wands here. Like, you know, if you have your mind set up, don't be easily swayed, but it may take time because Temperance here is all about patience as well and having to merge multiple things together. And I feel like with that Taurus energy, it's more about like the long-term goal. And sometimes you just need a little bit of a patience to make it to the end. You also have Libra, and Libra is very, you know, it's balancing the scales, you know, it's kind of seeing things fairly. But it's also, I would say, where did you have that? This healing family issues and mirroring each other, reflecting our wounds. You might have to kind of be more diplomatic with something or be deciding that, you know, is it worth, I don't want to say holding a grudge, but is it even worth, wait, what happened here? Hold on a second here. What's going on here? Sorry, I did something. Is it even worth kind of like dealing with a situation? So, and then we have Pisces, Neptune here, which is also Pisces, but we have Neptune, and this is about vision, creativity, and illusion. So, and then you also have here a Jupiter, and this is about expansion and good fortune. And I think you're expanding out to something, which is excellent. And you have the number 2, so that means the special guest that'll be answering your questions today will be Mr. Predicto. He'll be out here shortly. And we have health. So health, obviously you got to take care of your health or whatever, but I think like I feel like this is like almost like you're getting to a more healthier state of mind or healthier state of being. Okay, now these three kind of jumped out at me. So we have the umbrella, which is kind of like, you weathered the storm. It's like sometimes like, if it's raining, you got to bring the umbrella out. You have the flower, and I always see these things as kind of like the plant takes so much time to create this flower. So I think you're actually working on your perfect flower, that something that you're trying to make bloom or get going. So I definitely think you're putting a lot of energy into that. And then you have the bow tie, and this is kind of like my like fake it till you make it type of energy. Sometimes you just gotta, dress yourself up or be a little bit fancy, feel a little bit fancy, and just like step into the energy of the thing that you're trying to get. So sometimes you just kind of have to play a little dress up or whatever to try to get to where you need to go, and it'll help maybe put you into that mindset, whatever that might be. Okay, now it is time. Think of those questions, Aries, and we shall ask. Oh, Mr. Predictor, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Aries' question?
No.
Okay. He said no. Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and that was the word he chose to speak here today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.